Okay, so we can.
Mm-mm. All right, peace, peace, peace. All right, we're gonna get into another topic today, in which they're gonna be dealing with shamanistic animals and their spiritual meanings in your life. All right, if you been studying ancestral voice, esoteric African knowledge, they speak of something in which that was very important. The communication between yourself and the ancestors is within. This is why they call it intelligence. In, tell, I, gent. Gent or your genes. So in, tell is to vocalize. So inside of you, there's are vocalizations, words, ancestral tones, memories, in which that permeates throughout your physical being, your all 76 trillion of your cells. And it's in there in which that you gain your brilliance. You tap into your genie. As a matter of fact, when the Kundalini rises through the 31 inner nerves plus 2 outer nerves, making 33 up to 33 vertebrates, into Mount Calvary, called Mount Golgotha, the skull in Aramaic, and the lower self is crucified, the Judas, the betrayer. All right. You become illuminated, um, just like Aladdin's lamp. Aladdin's lamp, you had to rub on it in order to spark the genie, to make the genie come out. Well, that's the same thing that you have to do with your pineal gland. Your pineal gland has to be rubbed. And the Kundalini Shakti energy rubs the pineal gland, which actually is called the Kundalini Shiva within Sanskrit. So the Kundalini Shakti, the word Shakti becomes Shekinah within Hebrew, which means the feminine face of God. So we know that the Kundalini Shakti is the ancient Kemetic nature or Set, the Greek Isis. And she goes looking for the body parts of or saw through the 7 caves, symbolic to the 7 chakras. And she finds all the parts but one. The one she does not find was eaten by a catfish or a crab or some other type of scavenger of the waters. All right. Sebak, which would be the crocodile, is said also to have eaten the phallus. Now, understand is that they're talking about the lower self overcoming the higher self and the pineal gland becoming calcified. Therefore, it is being eaten. You no longer have access to that I. Just like when you read in the particular um, text, pyramid text, or the book of Come Forth by Day and Night, it speaks of the battle in which that Set took the eye from Heru. In other words, he became third eye blind. In other words, it's talking about calcification of the pineal gland. So in both instances, of the story of Set against or Saw, the phallus, which is symbolic to the upper phallus because the pineal gland looks just like the head of the penis. Pineal, all right? And matter of fact, the head of the penis is called pineal. Same as that of the pineal gland, pineal. All right? So they both are called pineal because both can become engulfed with blood. And when the pineal gland becomes engulfed with blood, it gives you access and communicational connections to your ancestors. Okay, that's what it does. It gives you access to your ancestors. All right, so that's what you want to learn how to do. All right, that's what you want to learn how to do. You want to learn how to activate your pineal gland in order to have communication with your ancestors internally so that they can begin to start giving you messages and clues about what is going on in your life and the synchronicities that takes place. All right, so the communication between yourself and the ancestors is within. Beware of your thoughts, pay attention to your dreams, and observe the animals that appears in your life. I'm gonna say that one again. Observe the animals that appears in your life. Look at the signs, the symbolism, and the synchronicities that occurs day by day, right? This is where the messages are found. This is where the ancestral messages, the angelic messages, God's messages are found in your everyday activity, stemming from the internal, all right? Reflecting externally. So once again, be aware of your thoughts, pay attention to your dreams, observe the animals that appears in your life. Look at the signs, the symbolism, and the synchronicities that occurs day by day. All right, so as above, so below. So we give the esoteric, metaphysical meaning of the animals, and further down on the website, you can actually get readings, all right? And of course, there's animals in which that you might see out of, that's out of the norm. Those are the ones that you definitely have to pay attention to. In other words, there's animals that are rarely seen, all right? For example, if you riding down the road and you see a turkey, you don't see a turkey every day, all right? So these animals' presence is speaking to you, all right? Shamanism is the world's oldest healing tradition. And basically it is found in every indigenous culture on planet Earth, all right? And shamans works with their allies, the animal spirits, right? The Native Americans called them animal totems. In fact, they even made carvings of phallic looking totems with the various totems of the clans. So you might have the turtle clan, the wolf clan, all right? The bear clan. And each family clan took on a particular shamanistic animal, all right? For example, ours is spiders, all right? The spider clan, all right? You also have the jaguar clan, all right? So we have clans. You have to find out what your clan is, because in shamanistic belief, everything is alive and carries with it power and wisdom. So power animals are an essential component of shamanistic practice, right? So among the cultures that practice shamanism, we know of the Native Americans, i.e. the indigenous Aborigines. You supposed to be practicing this as being indigenous Aborigines here in North America, all right? You have those in South America descended from the Olmecs, Mayans, so-called Indians of South America. You have our brothers and sisters in Africa, and South and East Asia. So we all believe in indigenous shamanistic animals, and they're power animals that are helpful spirits who add power to the shaman and is essential for the success in any venture undertaken by the shaman. So any venture in which that the shaman takes, he consults the spirits and listen to the ancestors as they move through the animals. All right, because spirit overstand is the breath. Animals breathe too, so they can become inhibited with the spirit. All right, the breath, because that's what exists. Remember, we always told you that the breath is the mind in action. You have to pay attention to that. So everyone is a thought. All right, to have a few of these guardian power animals from childhood on, you have to go back into your childhood and think about the animals in which that you've seen over your existence, over the course of his or her life. The person may have several. So each power animal that you have increases your power, so that illnesses or negative energy cannot enter your body. Right. However, if a power animal leaves and one does not come to take its place, then the individual is considered by the shamans to be disempowered, right? And therefore vulnerable to illness and bad luck. This is what the shamans believe. So power animals retrieval is a healing where the shaman goes and find a new power animal for you. All right. It's believed that the animal guide can communicate with you by drawing your attention to things around you, and a repetition such that it would be a way of communication. Tribal cultures will recognize a totem for the tribe, like I talked about earlier. One for the clan one belongs to, as well as also for the family that one is born into. So, saying all that, let's get into the science. So if you see an alligator, crocodile, like for example, we lived in Kelly, North Carolina, which was near Wilmington, and there was a pond, not even a swamp, a pond, but an alligator got into the pond. And so everybody would ride by almost every day and see this alligator in the waters. And people was thinking, hold up, this, yeah, we need water, but because we need a Cape Fear River, but this alligator is not supposed to be, right here particularly. But if you've seen an alligator or crocodile, the wisdom includes maternal protection, connection to the earth mother, protection from manipulation, understanding deceit, revenge through patience, initiation and understanding weather, access to ancient knowledge. All right. So if you see an alligator or crocodile, that's what that symbolizes. If you see ants, you know what I'm saying, in an unusual place, all right, that symbolizes patience, stamina, planning, energy, and patience need to complete work, communal living, all right, storing for the future, all right. So, like for example, we seen an ant last week. We seen ants last week. Unusual place. So obviously that was telling the ancestors telling us for communal living, and we have brothers who's coming down in order to help work on some of the projects that we are doing. So communal living, that's what we was being told. Storing for the future, all right? So let's say you see an anteater, right? The wisdom includes the ability to find lost objects, connection to the insect world, the ability to smell out trouble before seeing it, understanding the value of rooting around to find solutions. If you see an armadillo, all right, understanding your personal boundaries, respect the boundaries of others, carrying your protection with you at all times, understanding your vulnerabilities, empathy, empathy, discrimination, all right? You see an eagle, in particular, a bald eagle, right, which is, once again, rare. But if you see one, the wisdom includes swiftness, strength, courage, wisdom, keen sight, illumination of spirit, healing, creation, knowledge of magic, the ability to see hidden spiritual truths, rise above materialism and see the spiritual aspects, ability to see overall patterns, connection to spirit guides and teachers, great strength, power, and balance, dignity with grace, the ability to see the big picture, right? Connection with higher truths, intuitive and creative spirit, respect for the boundaries of the region, grace achieved through knowledge and hard work, all right? This is what is being told to you if you see these particular animals, all right, in unusual places. And if you've never seen these animals, ever seen these animals at all, or haven't seen these animals in such a long time, the ancestors are speaking through the animals so that you can understand the messages in which that they're bringing. So once again, the badger wisdom includes keeper of stories, bold self-expression, aggressiveness, single-mindedness, passion, cunning, revenge, perseverance, control, antidote to passivity, or victimization, persistence in the service of a mission, groundedness, knowledge of the earth, magic and wisdom, creative action in a crisis, protection of rights and spiritual ideas. All right. If you see a bat, all right, for example, our 2 years ago, our home in Kelly, North Carolina was messed up because of flooding. There was flood waters in Fayetteville downtown, about 8 feet high, that messed up the courthouse and messed up the different other places there downtown. All right. And so they had to relieve the waters, and they broke or opened the levees where we stayed at, which was about 35 minutes away from Wilmington. All right. And about an hour and 15 minutes away from Fayetteville. And and all of that is connected by one river, which is called Cape Fear River. And Cape Fear River was only about maybe 1/4 of a mile back behind our house. And so next thing we know, we had 1.5 to 2 feet of water in the home. We weren't there because the ancestors already had us to leave. All right. So this is the amazing part, is that my wife woke up and one morning and said, Alim, if you want your books, you better get them now. And she didn't even know why she was saying it. But me, because I know when she says something, I pay attention. I'm like, okay, I started packing up all my books. And I packed them up. We put them in our RV and we jetted Didn't know that a month and a half later, the flood waters was going to come, right? Because we did that in August of 2016, all right? The waters came October the 10th, 2016. So when we go back to the house, there was a bat in the house. So bat wisdom includes shamanistic death and rebirth. It was a rebirth, all right? Pollination of new ideas. We began to start having new ideas, transition, initiation, viewing past lives, understanding grief, the use of vibrational sound, camouflage, invisibility, ability to observe the unseen, all right? That's what that symbolizes. Also, once in a while, like maybe 3 or 4 times out of the 3 years that we was there in Kelly, we seen bears. And bear wisdom symbolizes introspection, healing, solitude, change, communication with spirits, death and rebirth, transformation, astral travel, creatures of dreams, shamans, and mystics, visionaries, defense and revenge, wisdom. Right? So you see a bear, that's what that symbolizes. All right. And we've seen several bears. I've seen them along with my wife in the car, or either she would see them along with her friends in the car, or whatever the case is. We would just see them sporadically over the 3 years. But I think it's about, like I said, it's about maybe 3 or 4 times that we've seen them since we was there. All right. Beavers, right? Beavers' wisdom includes maintaining the ability to be productive in all ways, but not limiting your options, being persistent, using available resources, using alternative ways to doing tasks, master builders of all things, not damming the flow of experience in your life, achieving through completion of tasks, understanding dynamics of group work. All right. We just finished our book together, The Divine's Hymn of Akhenaten. We just finished that book. All right. And a beaver came across the road. So that symbolized to us that it was talking about achievement through completion of tasks. Okay. So, and of course, that book that was done 3 what was it 3 years ago, 2 years ago?
Yeah. A couple of people have a question about a butterfly landing on you and about a beetle.
Okay, I'm gonna get to all of those in a second here.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go through the basic animals in which that people might see. So let's answer those questions as we go along and make sure I answer them. All right. So bees. All right. Like for example, yesterday we saw a bee. We walked out of the house. My wife and I saw a bee. All right. It was on the ground. And basically, bees' wisdom includes connection to the goddess. All right. It is actually, it says Dinah, all right, but it is Auset, Isis, understanding female warrior energy, reincarnation, communication with the dead, help earthbound spirits move on to their proper place, right? Concentration and prosperity, all right? That's what bees symbolize, right? And so we talking about a honeybee that we saw, right? Beetles, right? My wife found the beetle yesterday, right? Ladybugs, and it means carrying the golden strand that leads to the center of the universe, past lives, spiritual enlightenment, death and rebirth. All right. You have the black jaguar, right, or jaguar, which means keeper of the circular time continuum, the gatekeeper to the unknowable. All wisdom listed above for the jaguar, All right. So according to the Olmec Mayan belief, the journey of the sun across the sky and the darkening of the night stands for the eternal journey of the human consciousness and its transformation. Right. So the sun at midday was compared to the eagle flying in the sky. Then it plunges below the horizon just as we plunge into the darkness. All right. Where we face our spiritual challenges and transformation. The hidden sun, we say to be the jaguar, whose spotted skin symbolizes the stars glittering in the night sky. Thus, it is called the jaguar sun, right? So, jaguar is the earth father. As the earth father, he presides over the sacred powers of the earth and the animals who live upon it. So the force that lives within the mountains, we give them their volcanic and transformational power is the same underworld source of power and energy as the jaguar sun. And the Olmec Mayan word for jaguar is ish, ish. So this is why we say Ahau Te Washito ish, all right, within our Algonquin language, all right, of the Washita. Now, we have the bluebird. Wisdom includes, I had a bluebird. A bluebird was also symbolic to a jailbird too, all right. And I remember we was living in Fayetteville and we was at our store, Cultural Freedom Bookstore, my wife and I, and just came back from the laundromat. And I should have listened to it then. That's when I wasn't doing the listening, all right? But that's done past because that been many years ago. But at that time, she was like, you need to take the clothes back to finish drying them because some of these are still wet. I said, well, I hang them up. And so next thing I know, right that morning, let me get back, let me digress. That morning, the cat brought a blue jay, all right, to the door, all right? Like this was a sacrifice for you. That's basically was like what she was doing, right? So we was like, okay, all right, we know something strange is going on here, right? Because she done bought the blue jay, she killed the blue jay and then laid it at the footstool at the store, outside at the of the door at the store. And so, we should have been paying attention to the signs. We were still mastering this at that time. It was about 15 years ago, but we were still mastering this at the time, right? And getting the understanding of our indigenous culture, all right? And how the spirit speaks through the animals, all right? And so next thing I know, an officer comes to the store, and I end up getting arrested for a child that, come to find out, was not mine, right? So the animal kingdom speaks, and you have to pay attention, all right? But in this case, blue jays or blue bird also symbolizes happiness, movement to a new level of being, modesty, fulfillment, confidence, ability to return from the brink of existence, all right? So pay attention. The bobcat, wisdom includes clear vision in dark places, vigilance, suspicion, seeking ancient mystic mysteries, ability to live in solitude, ability to see through mass. All right. This is one that we just, someone just asked about. What about the butterfly or caterpillar? Well, the wisdom includes that is the power of the whirlwind, reincarnation, transformation, transmutation, magic. Right. So if a butterfly lands on you, because we was at the serpent mounds in Ohio, and a butterfly landed on my wife as well as also on brother Tamu, right? And when it landed on brother Tamu, I reached out with my finger and I was caressing the butterfly, and the butterfly was letting me caress it. So we knew that it was going to be a magical experience there at the Serpent Mounds in Ohio, right? And so at the Serpent Mounds, we was able to, and his name is the curator of the Serpent Mound. His name was Rick Ross Hamilton. Excuse me, Ross Hamilton. And Ross allowed for us in our group, which was Washita, United Washita in particular, for us to get on top of the mounds and do our ritual, which is not done. That's never done, right? And he also took us down to a bottom cliff where he said there's a gigantic quartz crystal in which that he wanted us to activate. So we started channeling our energies into this gigantic quartz crystal. He said he believed that there's a spacecraft underneath the mound there in Ohio, in the Serpent Mounds in Ohio. And he wanted us to activate it because he said that that we were the ones in which that put it there. We come from that lineage, and we're the ones who built those mounds. This is a European, Ross Hamilton now, right? He wrote several books on the giants of the mounds and different other information on the mounds and history. And he said that we was the ones that built it, right? So this is why I can't listen to Negroes and others when we done had Europeans at these particular mound sites to tell us that we was the ones who built it. But yet, when you go there, or when some of our other people go there, they act as if they don't know who built them. Because we have had that at other mounds that we've gone to, because we've gone to at least 20 some odd mounds over the years, right? Over the 20 years, we've gone to at least 20 mounds, because we normally go to a mound every year, all right, or so. And for those that's interested in going to the mounds, email us where we can begin to start setting up trips and going back to these various mounds. All right, you can call us at 910-364-9099 or email us at royalhouse777@gmail.com. That's royal, ROYAL, house, HOUSE, 777, that's 3 7s @gmail.com. All right, let me continue on. If you see a canary, all right, the wisdom of canary includes the beauty of the voice, the use of song and healing, finding your soul song, happiness, the ability to find joy in song during times of darkness or shadow. All right. If you see a cardinal, red bird, right, it symbolizes courtship, fatherhood, understanding the power of the wind, finding your soul song. All right. So the cardinal is North Carolina's bird, as well as also Missouri. All right, this is why you have the baseball team, the Cardinals in Missouri. All right, if you see cats, all right, no coincidence. My wife brought home just a little kitten just yesterday, last night. So cat wisdom includes independence, seeing the unseen, protection, love, always assist in meditation, the ability to fight when cornered, allows us to dream its dreams. This is the symbolism and the wisdom of the cat. All right. The centipede, balance, coordination, ability to survive stress, beauty of movement. Right. If you see a chickadee bird, the bird of truth, that's what it's called, truthful expression, understanding the power of small things, all aspects of attitude, use of the voice. All right. Chicken, all right, or hens, or cock. All right. Power of the voice, understanding language, pecking out the answers that escape others. Awakening powers at sunrise, protection of family and community. Hearing your inner voice. Right. We're in Kelly, and there's very few people that still have chickens nowadays. Even though we're in the country, everybody prefer to basically go to the grocery store, go to the grocery store and get their food supply. All right. However, as the old saying goes, you know, you know, um, what happens when what they say about the chicken crossing the road, how that goes, about the chicken crossing the road. So in Cali, you can actually see chickens cross the road. All right. So that's deep. So powers of voice, understanding language, and hearing your inner voice, protection of your family and community. These are things in which that you pay attention to. If you see the chicken cross the road, as they say, that old, we was in kindergarten saying about the chicken cross the road. But if you see chipmunks gathering, the ability to regurgitate, regulate usage, saving for future use, the ability to carry one's nurturement, both spiritual and physical, with them, the ability to see light and shadow, mobility. All right. You have clams, mussels. You go to the beach and you find clams or mussels. It's the ability to siphon energy, living within the earth, balance, um, connection to mud, to the earth, and also means going within. Right? If you see a cougar, a mountain lion, or puma, using leadership power wisely without ego, balancing power, intention, strength, gaining self-confidence, freedom from guilt, cunning, very cunning, right? Now, if you go to the Southwest, all right, of America, of North America here, i.e. the so-called United States Corporation, you'll find that the Zunis of Turtle Island, that the cougar was the master hunter, right? And it was known for its high intelligence and its knowledge of all other animals and life forms, its physical prowess, all right? Its will, its strength of will, and its intuitive ability. So we find that the jaguar sees the maintenance of its territory as essential for survival, right? So it would, check out those surroundings and make sure, right? If you have the fathers of the medicine society, known as the Pa'ash Iankia, right? They was called the fathers of the medicine societies, and they designated the cougar the duty of carrying messages from humans to the higher spirits because of this animal's personal power, supreme knowledge, strength of will, and steadfastness. Therefore, cougars represents the link between ourselves and the most powerful spirits in the Zuni mythology. All right, the Mother Earth, Father Sky, and the originator of all. All right, so um, if you see a cow or bull, for example, we saw a cow got loose. My wife and I was going down the road near her great aunt house, grand aunt house, and a damn bull was walking next to the car. A cow was walking next to the car. And so we had to be like, okay, what the hell do this mean? All right. So being alert to danger, contentment, cow, connection to the great mother goddess, love, connection to the grasses, sharing through community. And the bull means the ability to stand your ground. All right. When we first moved to Kelly, um, my next door neighbor, my cousin, right, and my wife was outside, and he came out shooting, and he was shooting at a coyote, right? And just so happened that North Carolina has coyotes nowadays, They brought him here in order to deal with the deer population. You know, so much for balancing of the environment. But anyway, the coyotes' wisdom, understanding that all things are sacred, yet nothing is sacred. All right. Teaching that only when all mass have fallen will we connect to the source. Intelligence, sinking humans into being. Right. In other words, using the words, power of the words. Childhood trust is truth. Teaching us how to rear our young brings rain, the ability to laugh at our own mistakes, at one's mistakes, placing the North Star, shape shifting, teaching balance between risk and safety, illumination, and stealth mode, right? They're in stealth mode. Crabs, hermits, you see them, the ability to escape by moving sideways, understanding the power of dance, the ability to move through water emotions, male aspects of community, finding new use for the seemingly useless, protection of home space, love of freedom, mobility, the ability to live anywhere, understanding the need for rapid change, movement through decades, the ability to store water, energy, comfort in darkness. All right. You see the crane. When Master Sunyata Saraswati, our Grand Master teacher, when he passed, we saw a crane. All right. It was on my born day, April the 19th. All right. We was getting ready to go out. Matter of fact, that was the day that the Empress passed also. We was outside and an eagle came and circled over our heads. Then my wife and I was in our SUV and we riding down the street and 3 turkeys took off right in front of us. And they talking about that turkeys can't fly. Well, these turkeys flew and they took off right in front of us, in front of the car. And then as we came back, there was a few brothers outside and I was coming out the door and we seen a crane, right? Now, Master Sunyata Saraswati, he taught us what is called a Tibetan white crane Qigong and Tibetan white crane Tai Chi. So I get on the phone and I call Kair, right? Kair Love. And I call him and I say, yo, what's going on with Master Sunyata? And he said, oh, he's not doing too good. I said, I knew it. I said, because I just seen a crane. So the ancestors, that's what I'm talking about. We're connected. The ancestors tell us what's going on. So a month later, he passed on May 21st. He passed. But we already knew within the 30 days, well, actually within the 40 days, because you know you're going to pass within the 40 days. There's certain events and certain animals in which that takes place, the synchronicity in which that tells you that it's time. Right, but I won't get to that.
Like the crow.
Right, like the crow. Like with my teacher.
Crane.
Right, so I get to that. You know, we'll get to the crow in a few seconds here. All right, matter of fact, after this. So the crane, symbol of spring and light, and because it was spring when Master Sunyata passed, it was May 21st, 2014. Okay. The Empress passed a month right before him on my born day, April the 19th, 2014. Right? So the symbol of spring and light, astral travel, new knowledge, seeing all things associated with secrets, wisdom, seek to help others on their path. All right? And that's what Master Sunyata did. All right? Longevity, elegance, using voice uniquely. All right? So that was no coincidence. Crickets. We saw crickets yesterday. We was raking up piles of straw and leaves. And we seen crickets. So it symbolizes good luck, teaching the power of song in darkness, finding one's way out of the darkness by following their song, understanding the time to jump out of a situation, communication, connection to the plant kingdom. And that's exactly what we was doing, was picking up, also while we was raking, we was also digging up and picking up plants. Right? But now crows, ravens, and rooks, guardians of the place before existence. The ability to move in space and time, honoring the ancestors. All right, ethnic and ethnical behavior, carriers of soul from darkness into light. That's what the crows symbolizes. Is why you see um, um, Bruce Lee's son, Brandon Lee, in the movies, The Crow, right? The original one, all right? And you know, and he ended up getting killed right there in Wilmington. Supposedly it was a blank gun. That's what it's supposed to be, a prop blank gun. And instead there was real bullet, it was a real bullet in there, in which that kills them. All right. That was to keep their mythology later on about, you know, the family of Bruce Lee being cursed. Right, as you've seen later on in the Bruce Lee movie. But anyway, carry up the soul from darkness into light, working without fear in darkness, guidance while working in shadow, moving freely in the void, understanding all things related to ethnic shapeshifter. Okay, dragonflies. We was down there in Kelly. Dragonflies were actually we had dragonfly friends. They was like the fairies to us. All right. They would just come and land on us and build with us, talk with us. All right. Matter of fact, my wife got a story to tell. You know, you want to hear it? Well, here it go. Come on, talk about it. The story of the dragonfly.
Mine was blue.
All right, so right, her dragonfly was blue, mine was green, as you see, as you can see on our website. But she had a dragonfly that was blue, and will always come and be around her when she would sit outside. And same thing will happen with me. Well, this one particular time, she put her finger out so that the dragonfly can get on her finger. And so she told the dragonfly to come onto her finger. So she did like this, took her finger and did like this. And the dragonfly got on her finger, and she just started looking at the dragonfly, and the dragonfly looking at her and everything, and then the dragonfly friend was flying through. Zoom, don't do it, man. Zoom, no, not soon. You know what I'm saying? But the dragonfly knew that she wasn't going to hurt him. And so they just looked at each other and everything, and then he ended up taking off. All right, so dragonflies are spiritual meanings. Wisdom includes mastery of life on the wing, power of flight, power to escape a blow, understanding dreams, power of light, breaking down illusions, seeing the truth in situations, swiftness, change, connection to dragon. All right. Deers, hearts, caribou, reindeers. The wisdom is gentleness in word, thought, and touch. The ability to listen, grace, and appreciation for the beauty of balance, understanding of what necessary and what is necessary for survival. Right, the ability to be gracious, to have gratitude and giving, the ability to sacrifice for the higher good, connection to the woodland goddess or nature. All right, alternative path to a goal, connection to home over long distances, power of wandering, protection while traveling, social skills, retaining one's power in group situation, the ability to go long periods in the dark, right? So dogs, all right? So you have dogs that might, of course, you can see a dog any day, at any time, but there's some time in which that you just know that is unusual and you can feel it. So dogs' wisdom includes healing emotional wounds in humans, understanding of the duality of doubt and faith, companionship, unquestioned loyalty, love, knowledge of all sensual, protection, the ability to smell trouble from a distance. All right. Then you have dolphins and porpoises. Now we was going down to um, South Carolina, to Beaufort, South Carolina, and we seen dolphins jumping out of the water, like they were just doing it, like they were just doing it because we was there, and they jumping out the water. And so I was like, oh, when we get back home, I got to look up dolphins and what they mean, because that was definitely an unusual sight. Because um, you might be able to go and see dolphins in certain places like SeaWorld or whatever, down like in Florida or in Mexico, the rest of the United States, or along the coast areas don't keep dolphins, allegedly, all right, for viewing. However, we've seen dolphins jumping out of the water, several of them. So it symbolized knowledge of the sea, patron of sailors, change, wisdom, balance, harmony, communication skills, freedom, trust, understanding the power of rhythm in your life, use of breath to release intense emotions, water element, magic. All right. Donkey, as, burrow, stubbornness, ability to make decisions, refuse to move when you know it isn't right, saying no to others, ignoring others' opinions. Doves or pigeons brings peace and love, understanding of gentleness. Spirit messengers communicates between the two worlds. Elks, stamina, strength, sensual passion, honor those of your gender, ability to pace oneself in tasks. Falcons or Merlins, assisting in soul healing, occupying the soul back to the soul world, or accommodating, occupying the soul back to the soul world, teaching swiftness, learning the aerobics of life, controlling speed and movement, understanding magic. All right, fireflies. Like my wife found a firefly today. All right, in the house. All right, so the ability to find light in darkness. That's what that means. Use of light for communication. The ability to communicate with colors. Okay. All right, flamingos. The wisdoms of the flamingo, of course, you can see them in Florida, right? But the ability to filter soul lessons from emotional waters, understanding the language of color, the ability to maintain soul purpose in group living, understanding how to maintain balance. Fox, shape shifting, cleverness, observable um, skills, cunning, Steph, camouflage, feminine courage, invisibility, the ability to observe the unseen, persistence, gentleness, swift. All right. Frogs, toads, reminders of common bonds before life, transformation, cleansing, understanding emotions, rebirth, connection to altered states of consciousness, symbol of earth, camouflage, poison, changing luck and long life. Right? The singer of songs that celebrate the most ancient watery beginnings. Firefly, transformation, multifaceted vision, the ability to mutate as needed, courtship display, connection to colors. Goldfish, prosperity, beauty, harmony, balance between mind and emotions, peace. A seagull, spiritual messengers, communication with deities, behaving responsibly, the ability to see from above situations, friendship, right? Grasshoppers, locusts, um, jump across space and time, leap of faith, jumping without knowing where you're going to land, astral travel, leaping over obstacles, new leap forward, the ability to change careers quickly. You have the hawk. Hawk wisdom includes clear sightness, being observant, far memory, message from spirit, guardianship, recalling your past lives, courage, wisdom, illumination, seeing a bigger picture, creativity, truth, experience, wisdom, use of opportunities, overcoming problems, right? Horse, ponies, or Mustang, right? While we was living in Cali, once again, um, I was at the house that I grew up in, my grandmother's house, and two horses come walking down the damn road, like 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 it's cool by themselves. They nobody was on them, and just start eating the grass. Right, so that symbolized power, stamina, endurance, faithfulness, freedom to run free, control of the environment, awareness of power achieved with true cooperation, interspecies communication, expanding one's own potential abilities, freedom and cooperation, travel, astral travel, guardians of travelers, warns of possible danger, right? Guides to overcoming obstacles, right? Hummingbirds. We had our bookstore in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and we had um, some plants outside on the side of the store, and the hummingbirds will always come, always come. And it says the ability to heal by using light as a laser from mouth, endurance over long journeys, the ability to fly into small places to heal, joy, happiness, love, right? Jellyfish, sensitivity to water energy, emotions, understanding of the value um, of of it floating rather than swimming, emotional times, proper use of softness, the ability to become untangled from the webs of the perils of life, right? Lizards, detachment from ego, power to rejuvenate and regenerate that which is lost, facing fear, controlling dreams, moving into the outer or other world. All right. Lobsters, concentration, coordination, understanding what to follow, not lead, when to follow, not lead, the ability to transcend the mind ego, the power of simplicity. All right. Mantis, y'all might have seen our video that my wife and I recorded while we was living in Cali when we had hundreds of mantis come down from the ceiling area. All right. And so the wisdom includes the ability to manipulate time, move, power to move between moments, understanding the circular nature of time, power of stillness, female warrior energy, attack strategy. Okay. Here in the country, once in a while, we'll see a possum. All right. And possum means proper use of deception, use of appearances, sensibility, guidance to uncover talent, psychic, and physical, gaining wisdom, recovery. All right. And if you hear, woo, woo, of course, everybody know what that is. That's the owl, right? And we oftentimes hear the owl, especially at night, especially in the country areas. So owl symbolizes theft, secrecy, silent and swift movement, seen behind masks, keen sight, messengers of secrets and omens, shape shifting, link between dark, unseen world and the world of light, comfort with shadow self, moon magic, freedom. All right. Oysters, wisdom includes the ability to filter out life static, understanding when to close doors to prevent energy loss, um, sensitivities to environmental changes, maintenance of outer wall of protection. All right. Once in a while, we even seen peacocks. All right, in the country. So, of course, peacocks means all aspects of beauty, immortality, the ability to see into the past, present, and future, dignity, self-confidence, raising from out of the ashes. This is where the science of the phoenix comes from. The Bennu bird is from the peacock. All right. Sometimes we even see pheasants in the country. Now, movements through ego, using colors to heal, expansion of self-awareness, understanding the use of ritual. All right. Right? Porcupines, independence, trust in spirit, renewed sense of wonder, creating your own path, protection of boundaries, defense when threatened, allowing others their path, non-interference. And this is one of the things in which that I'm pretty sure if people was living more in a natural environment, they would see porcupines all the damn time because there's so many people I see on Facebook and elsewhere that do not allow others their own path. They just have to interfere and try to manipulate others into their belief system, into their thinking, right? Give others their ability to grow on their own. If you drop a seed, you don't have to be there to water it, shine sunlight onto it, fertilize it, anything else necessarily. You dropped the seed. You did your, what you're supposed to been doing. You did your thing. Right? Sometimes you see quails living close to the earth, the ability to blend into the background, finding peaceful solution to perils, courage to face hardship. Rabbits, you'll see paradox and contradiction, living by one's own wit, receive hidden teachings and intuitive messages, quick thinking, humility, moving through fear, strengthening intuition. Raccoons, understanding the nature of mass, disguise, dexterity, seeking guidance and confidence, questioning without fear, balance, curiosity. All right. Scorpio, attack from the rear, death and rebirth, transmutation of poison, reflecting dark and negative energy back to the sender. All right. So you see that, that's what that could be. Sea turtle, bravery of the young, connection to the moon, navigational skills, understanding the nuance of long cycles, duty to completion of one's path, the ability to travel long distance to reach home, longevity, wisdom, connection to the earth, water, energy. All right. Sharks, god of the sea, guardian of the family, ability to move consistently, protection or protector, um, connection to past knowledge, shapeshifter, not being caught off guard, ability to defend oneself. Sheep or ram, maintaining balance in dangerous situation, confidence in one's ability, fertility and courage needed to maintain balance, new beginnings, abundance, all right, assurance in new areas, all right. And you see a skunk, Understanding now, if you see a skunk, make sure that you walk away. You get as far away as you can before they spray your behind. All right, but if you do see a skunk, wisdom includes understanding how to walk your talk, reputation, sensitivity, or sensuality, understanding energy flow, self-respect, courage, willpower, and self-confidence. All right. Snake, wisdom, messengers of the rainbow serpent. All right, manipulating lightning, transmutation, exploration of mysteries of life, um, primitive or elemental energy, protection from religious persecution, goddess energy, psychic energy, creative power, immortality, connection to or forms the magic cord from which that the shaman travel the soul world, right? Spiders, all right. Most of the people are scared of spiders, and rightfully so, especially the brown recluse, as well as also the um, black widow. All right, but spiders, master weavers, weavers of the web of fate, wisdom, creativity, divine inspiration, shape shifting, understanding the patterns of illusion, female energy for the creative force of life, and daily success. Right. So we knew that when we seen spiders that we was going to be successful that day in our bookstore. We know that we would make and have some type of finances because we seen the spiders. The ancestors spoke to us through the messages, and the message was always on time, always given to us so that we would know exactly what's going on. All right. Squirrels, ability to solve problems, resourcefulness, quick secret of direction, storing for the future, balancing and giving and receiving, power of rest during times of non-movement, warning, discovery, change, avoid danger by climbing to a higher place. All right. A stalk, bird, creation, new beginning, faithfulness, protection of the young. All right, swan, awakening the power of self, understanding dreams, symbols, seeing into the future, understanding spiritual evolution, developing intuitive ability, divination, grace, and dealing with others. All right. Turkey, um, sacrifice of self for higher purpose, understanding the gift of giveaway, honoring the earth mother. All right, harvest bounties. All right, and when we said that the Empress passed on April the 19th, 2014, and we seen 3 turkeys take off, that was honoring the Earth Mother. She was symbolic to the Earth Mother, all right? And it was a sacrifice, her sacrifice of self for a higher purpose, all right? The turtle, the tortoise, symbols of the earth, connection with the center, navigational skills, protection, self boundaries associated with the feminine, power to heal feminine diseases, respecting the boundaries of others, developing new ideas, psychically protecting oneself, self-reliance, tenacity, and nonviolent defense. Vultures or buzzards, right? Condors, death and rebirth, all right? Prophecy, love of the mother goddess, knowledge concerning the death of a loved one, new vision, purification, wasps, hornets, yellow jackets, use of female warrior energy, sisterhood, understanding female societies, communal living. Right, wisdom for the weasel, right? Stealth, cunning, revenge, keen observation, ability to see hidden reasons behind things, power of observation. All right. Wells, record keepers for all eternity, all knowledge associated with voice, psychic, and telepathic abilities, all aspects of the sea, beauty of movement. Wolf, facing the end of one cycle with dignity and courage, death and rebirth, spiritual teaching, guidance in dream and meditation, instincts links with intelligence, social and family values, outwitting enemies, ability to pass unseen, steadfastness, fastness, uh, skills and protection of self and family, taking advantage of change. All right. Woodchuck, groundhog, sense of family, communal living or community, connection to seasonal changes, understanding the power of cycles, the ability to hibernate, sleep during hard times, protection from floods, ability to go underground when trouble arrives. All right, woodpecker, connection to the earth, ability to find hidden layers, understanding rhythm, cycles, and patterns, warnings, prophecies associated with thunder, the earth drummer, pecking away at deceit until the truth is revealed. Right, worms. Like yesterday, my wife was finding earthworms galore. Right, and it would be good for the plants. So it symbolizes regeneration, purifying the earth, ability to find nurturing within the earth, camouflage, able to wiggle out of difficult situations. That's what the worm symbolizes. All right, so these are essentially an aspect